Okay, guys, I am back again. Hi. This is my first time doing, not my first time of doing a Facebook Live in the field, but first time doing a Facebook Live while I'm actually driving the tractor. So, how does it get any better than that? And so, I do apologize. I did do a live like about 20 minutes ago, and then it just ended because I had a little technical difficulty getting my phone into the holder while I was driving, and yeah, it just didn't work out so well. And then I had to pick up the grade, and yeah, so here I am again. Hi, how's it going? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Katherine Oster, and I live in Saskatchewan, Canada, and we grain farm. When I say we, I mean my husband and I, and my brother-in-law and his wife. So we grain farm and we grow wheat and canola and peas, and today we are harvesting wheat. So I just wanted to bring you along in my tractor with me. Hey guys, I've got some viewers. Who are you? Type in the comments and I wonder if I'll be able to see them. Sometimes you can't see comments when you're doing live videos, and sometimes you can. And Facebook is always interesting and changing. Hi, Omar. I have to look close so I can see your name. Hello. Where are you in the world today? So, yeah, okay. So we grain farm wheat, canola, and peas, and today we're combining wheat. And so hi Heather, how's it going? Hi. I'm the grain cart driver, and I have been doing full-time grain carting, full-time part of our harvest crew since 2013. So, I mean, my husband grew up on a farm, him and his brother, cattle and grain, and I didn't grow up on a farm actually. My parents, we had an acreage, so we didn't live in town, and I'm sorry, not sorry, I'm going to have a low network connection. Does it get any better than that? My parents had white-tailed deer. I wonder if my connection will come back. It might not. Interesting. I don't think you guys can hear me now, but it's still recording, so I'm going to keep talking. Okay, I'm back again. I have a connection. Yay. Okay, so I didn't grow up on a farm. My parents lived on an acreage, and we raised white-tailed deer. And I had horses, and I would go to my friend's place, who was more like my sister, and I kept my horse at her place. They just lived a few miles from us, and I would go there, and then I started dating my hubby back in the year 2000, so we've actually been together for 19 years now. And they farmed, and I had different jobs growing up, or when we were together, and horses, and so in 2013, when we had our second child, our daughter Helena, I didn't actually go back to work at my full-time job, and I started working, my sister-in-law Crystal and I started working full-time on the harvest crew. So she started running the other combine, and her husband Jed runs the other combine, and I started driving the grain cart. Or no, she didn't start out driving the combine. We both started out driving the grain cart, and we would take turns. That's how it worked.
It's pretty good.
And
not as quick as
the last couple of years, Crystal has taken over the other combine. Sorry, you can probably hear the radio in the background. And
give a guy
let me see if I can turn it down.
From Northwest Terminal who's looking for.
And then I started just driving the grain cart full time when she started driving the combine. So, the grain cart. So my job is to drive in the field and make sure that the combines don't get full. I really like it. It keeps me busy. And especially, the wheat that we're in today is actually running really well. It's yielding quite well, so the combines get full pretty fast. Oh, we have a blinky light. So when the combine starts to get full, the lights start blinking on it. So then I'm like, oh, blinky light combine, gotta go get it. So that's my job. So the idea behind it, the grain cart, is to improve efficiency. So the combines never actually stop running. And like literally my sister-in-law rarely stops to pee. I am impressed. She probably hardly drinks anything. And because we want to get as much grain off in a day as we can because it's getting close to winter and you never know when it's going to snow and you can't combine anymore when you run into bad weather. So the combines never stop going. I pick them up with the grain cart and then I haul the grain to the semi. And then my husband, Travis, he is the semi, the trucker. So he takes all of the grain into the yard. And so, yeah. So that's what I'll be doing for the next, hopefully 3 weeks straight. I'll be in my grain cart tractor looking after the combines. I really love it. So I'm actually going to see... Oopsies, not that button. Fancy Pants is full for you when it's ready to go.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I'm back again. Okay, so I'm just going to flip my camera around. Okay, so there's the combine. So I am actually, Crystal, I'm actually going to take what you have now. I'm going to go ahead and take the grain that she's got. So she sticks out her auger and I'm going to I drive underneath of it. And so my target is to like match her speed. So, and then I have to, so then, and we drive straight. Sometimes we dump on corners, and I mean, that gets pretty fancy, and anyway, it's fun, but yeah, it's pretty easy. We're going in a straight line, so I'm driving under her auger, and then when I get close to her, then I've got to slow down to the speed that she's going. And now you guys don't get to see what's going on. And I'm just gonna, there we go. And then now my job is to just drive in a straight line. I don't know if, oh, you can't see. So she's dumping the grain into my cart now, which I'm pulling with my tractor. And so my job now is to just go in a straight line and match her speed so then nobody spills any grain. We don't spill that often. Everybody, it takes a real good team effort. I have to pay attention in case she has to stop really fast, because sometimes when the combine's going, if the straw's not feeding really good into the header, then she's going to stop really fast so she doesn't plug up the combine, because if the combine plugs up, that's like a pretty nasty job to get done. And so she stops, but I keep going, then we spill grain, so I'm just always watching her combine and her header, and then she's also always watching, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So after I dump her, then I'm going to go grab the other combine in the field, my brother-in-law, and I'll turn the camera around again for you guys. So I don't know if you guys have any questions. Let me know. Yeah. So I'm going to turn you guys around again so you can see the field, and then she's done. So now I'm going to turn around. And so one of the things that's really funny is the combines can only dump going in one direction, right? Because their auger only comes out the one side. And of course, I'm not going to drive on the grain side of the field because then that's going to squish the wheat down. And so it kind of takes a bit of management. Like, I've got to be paying attention always to where that they're going and all of that stuff. So I wonder if you can see. So that's the next combine that I'm going to dump. And as I get closer, maybe you can see his blinky lights. So he's going to stick out his auger. So he's ready for me to come and get the grain. Okay. You don't get to see anymore because I've got to turn around to get him. And yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this is what this is what we do. This is how harvest goes on our farm, and I just hit a really big sprayer rut. So it's been a really wet year this year, which is amazing. But But then that means in the low spots where it was soft and when we were spraying the crops, then there gets to be some nice ruts, which isn't always fun to with tractor. So there's the combine. And so we are going to dump it. Here we go. And then I match speed with him. And then we are good to go. So now I'm just gonna... So, dumping combine number 2. So they never get spilly full and they never stop going. So we get the maximum amount of combine hours in a day as we can. So we don't always get to start combining first thing in the morning because, like this morning, for example, it was really dewy. The grass was really wet. And when the straw is wet and the grain is wet, it doesn't feed through the combine very well. And then the grain is going to be tough, so it's going to have a higher moisture content, and we don't want that in the bin. So we actually have to wait until the grain gets to so we can take 18% moisture grain because we've got a grain dryer that we got one last year. So we can dry it down to 16% moisture in the dryer, and then it's safe to store. But if it goes into the bin at 18 moisture, then it's going to give us some problems. It's going to start heating and molding, and then we can lose a whole bin of grain, and that's actually a lot of money. So we want to make sure that we are storing dry grain. So if we didn't have a dryer, we probably wouldn't have been able to start combining when we did because the grain wasn't quite ready yet. So, yeah. And so I'm just gonna drive over to the semi now, and I'll show you guys the field again. And then I dump my cart into the semi, and then I go back out again and collect the combine. So it's pretty steady. There's not a lot of waiting time for me in between dumping into the semi and picking up the combines, which is cool. That means that the grain is yielding really well, and I don't get a lot of reading time or Facebook scrolling time. So, yeah. And then on this field here, we have a little compressor station. So that's what that little shack is for. And so we got to slow down. We're going across the road. It's going to get bumpy. So this is it, guys. This is one of our fields. Oh, yeah. And then those combines right there, she just keeps going back and forth, chewing it down. We will probably get done this field today, and then I think the plan is to move over to another one. And I probably don't have any viewers right now because it's got a low network connection, so I hope it's actually recording. And yes. So there's the semi. So I drive up to the semi, and I actually have to get fairly close. And so I just like to go really slow pulling up to the semi, just so then I can make sure that I'm not gonna hit anything. The last thing I want to do is, be too close and then have the auger scrape the side of the trailer, or yeah. So I'm gonna get into position, and then I'll kind of show you guys. Okay. Oh my God. So I am now at the semi. So there is my auger, and I've got it lined up to the trailer. And as you can see, I have to get fairly close. My auger's not really long. I don't have a lot of room. And so I start putting the grain in and fill it up till I can see it coming up. So see the trailer start filling up, and then I drive and fill the trailer all along, and yeah. So that's a little bit about what I'm doing the next couple of weeks. It's kind of a rundown of our harvest operation. So I apologize for the connection. I know that I lost service throughout the video, but I'm going to see if it'll still post and work anyways. So hi from the tractor, hi from Saskatchewan, hi from Canada, and I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you have any questions, let me know. I mean, if you have any questions about farming or about anything, just comment and I will read through them later and I will address them. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an awesome rest of your day and bye-bye for now.